Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show is subversive brilliance. Since 2016, Rihanna has not been on tour. She hasn't performed live since the Grammys in 2018. She gave birth in May 2022. Her mere presence at any live event would generate headlines. People could be forgiven for assuming that when she agreed to perform at the Super Bowl 57 halftime show, she would show up, belt out some hits, announce a new album or tour, and then rest on her immaculately groomed laurels. Instead, her performance defied expectations from the moment she descended on what appeared to be a floating iPhone visibly pregnant, like a 21st-century Venus on a half-shell. First, there was the pregnancy. This is especially true of pregnant women's bodies. One of the messages that has become more or less entrenched is that speculating about a person's pregnancy should be avoided. However, Rihanna turned that speculation into a national guessing game for 13 minutes. While America has progressed from the days when Lucille Ball's pregnancy nearly cost her career, through the era when women's growing bellies were disguised as best as possible, and is now well into the era where flaunting them is the default option, an era ushered in by Demi Moore and endorsed by Beyoncé, Rihanna pushed it along, refusing to follow anyone's lead. The star undoubtedly benefited from the marketing opportunities made available to Super Bowl performers. Rihanna, who has a monster lingerie brand, Savage X Fenty, and has never been shy about nudity, was pretty covered up, and so were her dancers. She was not hiding her body in any way. As the one red object in a sea of white, like a splash of blood on a snowfield, she dared people to look closer. However, the message appeared to be a woman who is self-assured and confident. Of course, the road between sex kitten and mom is treacherous and appears to go only one way. Hot women are generally thought to be those who are available, impulsive, and self-confident. Model maternal figures, on the other hand, exemplify the polar opposite qualities of commitment, responsibility, and sacrifice. Rihanna refused to pick between the two. She embodied both with her Is She or Isn't She revelation, managing to be both a suggestive siren and a celebratory of the upcoming arrival, yes, already, of another child. As far as we know, Rihanna wasn't pregnant when she decided to do the Super Bowl. In fact, she has said she had only just had her first child and was deep in postpartum exhaustion. She wouldn't have been the first entertainer to leave a gig because she had conceived. And there are some studies, and a long list of people with uteruses, that suggest that singing while pregnant is harder to do. But she chose to go ahead, and her performance injected a mutinous amount of estrogen into one of the most testosterone-fueled events of the American calendar. The ratings from Fox suggested that more people watched Rihanna's concert than the game itself. There, among the ads for cars, 3 different types of beer, and a movie about a running shoe, was a reminder of the thing none of the Y chromosome bearers on the field could do, despite their obvious physical prowess. It's genuinely impressive to be able to throw, catch, and run with such accuracy in the face of such intense physical opposition. But it's not exactly like making a whole new human being. If you tuned into the game for an epic display of toughness, you saw it, just perhaps in more ways than you expected.